Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Art Walks, where we focus on themes that connect artists. Today, we'll be looking at two sculptures by Lin Emery and John Scott at our Sugarland and downtown campuses. Both artists make kinetic work, and both artists established their careers in New Orleans, but charted different paths along the way. The word kinetic is derived from the Greek word kinesis, meaning movement. And Lin Emery arrived at movement in a very accidental way. She says one day she was washing dishes in her kitchen and she noticed a spoon balancing on a glass and water was running over it, and the spoon was moving. And this was fascinating to her, and she described it as a revelation. That experience in Lin's kitchen led to her making aquamobiles, which were sculptures powered by moving water. But there were inherent complications in those sculptures, so she then explored using magnets and eventually specialized ball bearings, which were exactly what she needed to create the elegant movement that she was looking for in her work. For most of her career, Lin has explored natural forms and natural forces. These polished surfaces reflect light and clouds and the building and trees and all the surrounding environment. It also reflects light onto the surfaces around it. It's a large sculpture, but its presence isn't imposing. It appears and disappears and is almost ephemeral at times. The movement of the leaf-like forms is graceful and elegant and is almost like cloud watching. We hope you enjoyed seeing Pastoral by Lin Emery at our Sugarland campus. And now let's go downtown. Now we're at Prayer Meeting by John Scott, commissioned in 1997. John drew upon the rich cultural and musical heritage of New Orleans, specifically its West African, Caribbean, and jazz heritage. I want to talk about just a couple of things that influenced him specifically and are really pertinent to the work we're going to look at today. Those things are the diddley bow, African slave dances, namely the circle dance, and jazz music. These three things are manifested in Prayer Meeting. The diddley bow, a single-string musical instrument brought to the South from the West African slave trade, and the image and use of it led John to kinetic sculpture. He thought putting anything on that string would make it kinetic, and this act led him to a whole new way of making art. The circle form, which is a repeated motif in his work, comes from circle dances performed by African slaves in New Orleans. The communal energy, strength, and tradition of those dances and the unbroken form they created became an important symbol. Jazz and its improvisational nature was also a huge influence. Being in the moment and allowing for the composition to spontaneously take form gave John a sense of freedom. Thanks for joining us today, and as always, if you'd like to learn more about our collection, please visit our website, follow us on social media, and hope to see you again next week for another episode.